Oh, there we go. That's a little better. Since I'm the only one that is here, Sean is off on vacation this week, so I got to make sure I'm getting this all done right. So if you're able to hear me, type in that number 1 in the comment section, in the chat box. So let me know that you can. That would be fantastic. And as you do, keep in mind that everything we look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and, hey, there we go. Appreciate that, guys. If you see something you like here, folks, make sure you follow along on the various social platforms. Certainly join in with us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which are the 3 primary places that we are broadcasting right now. But surely make sure you follow some of the other platforms we're on as well. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the futures. And we're not going to have the fancy fly-ins and all that stuff that Sean does. I'm getting us through the training without having to learn all the little nuances and add all the other things in and doing mine and Sean's job at the same time. But we're going to get through this week, 5 days. Sean comes back next Thursday. We're going to get through this week through the training without a hitch, without a doubt. So we look at the futures today. On the ES, we're up 17 points. The Dow is 120. The NASDAQ's up 62. The RUT is up 8. Very nice. Bitcoin is up a whole $45. It's back over 30,000 again. Ethereum's up $10. Nothing happening there. Gold is up 7.5, and crude is down $1. So once again, crude, there's the OPEC meeting today, right? Does Russia get thrown out of OPEC? I doubt it. I just don't see the OPEC doing that. Does OPEC agree to produce more oil, even though they don't know if they can actually refine it all or not? But there was that thought in there. Now, we've popped a little bit in the last little bit, keeping in mind that energy is a big report that comes out on both Wednesday and Thursday between the oil and the gas contracts coming out, right? So there's a lot of activity happening, flurries around what's going on. But right now, 114 and jingle. Some relief here in New York. I don't know if other states are going to do the same. I'm sure that there's some states, probably California, that has huge taxes on their gas. New York State has removed state gas tax for the rest of this year. So I'm driving around yesterday, and we go from 493 to 465, 459. Just not looking for it, just as I'm driving yesterday, seeing what prices are. And it was just that. So interesting to see where that's going to go. So payrolls, let's see, Paul said payroll only added 128,000. Yep. And tomorrow's reports, let's see if we look. If we go to Forex Factory real quick, let's go and look at U.S. only. We got that. We'll put in the yellows just for kicks and giggles. Right. And let's go look into tomorrow. The unemployment claims is orange, right? Which is a moderate or medium impact. The reds are a high impact. Tomorrow, it's all the same report. Average hourly earnings, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. We already got a cue into it from the ADP. Those of you that know Ryan Litchfield, who's a coach with us here at Wealth Builders HQ, Ryan and I have been friends for a very long time. He was actually one of my first mentors as a student into the market. And he actually was able to get on the phone with the U.S. government, with the Department of Labor, and found out that their sampling that they take, the sampling they take is not much bigger than the sampling that ADP does. So the government should be able to get everybody because they know who they paid unemployment to. Why does ADP have a similar report if they're so much better and bigger, right? But those reports are high impact tomorrow. So we'll see where that lends us to be in tomorrow's markets, all right? So with that, let's go take a look at some trades from yesterday. If you guys would go ahead and drop in the trades that you did, winners, losers, break even, funded, not funded, doesn't matter. It's time to keep working inside of that community and building that so everybody can learn from not only what I do, but from what we all do. Interesting. We're seeing that pullback there on that payroll report. So we'll see where it goes by the time we're done here today. So the only thing that I took yesterday, let me go back to yesterday's sheet. The only thing that I took yesterday was CRM. that was it. That was the only trade set up that I took from yesterday's list. It was a bull put spread. My note was they raised their forecast. My note was a bull put spread below 168. So I was able to get a 167.5, 165. You were able to get 40 cents credit for it. Not great. Closed it out at 10 cents. So a 30-cent profit on that one. Nothing phenomenal on it. The other trade that was not a covered type position, covered call, make it put diagonal, where are the standard type trades that I do day in and day out, was, of course, looking at the SPY. And what happened on SPY yesterday is I'm watching on my pivot points, and we pushed down here when we closed down below on this candle, and that was below the yesterday. See, all these are off from because they're open for today now, but all these are off. So this was yesterday's pivot. We pushed down below it. I'm waiting for the retest, and I didn't feel that this retest was strong enough to move up, so I passed on it. And obviously, we moved from roughly 413 down to 410.5 in like 7 minutes or something, right? So I missed the opportunity there, and at that point, these pivots were just too tight for me. I wasn't interested, although they worked yet again, right? And I didn't come back and look at it anymore in the afternoon. So didn't get any of it. Missed out on the SPY trade. That's okay. What are you going to do, right? So John said $8 a gallon plus in Canada. I know, it's just crazy. Trip said Georgia did it months ago with the gas tax, but not Tennessee yet. Diesel over $8 in LA. Paul, weren't you guys close to $8 on gas at one time? 7 and change. Miguel, great job, Miguel. 8% on SPY yesterday. I love it. Robert said 30 cents on CRM. Wait, that's what we got, 30 cents. Good job. We'll put spread. 60 cents on SPX. Bear call spread gave 20 cents to Apple. Puts over Apple puts over $700 for the day. Nice job, Robert. Nice job. And Paul said, yeah, their gas is up there, guys, in California. I know it is. I mean, it's crazy time, right? Okay, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. So I built the list out, right, on TradeStation, of course. I've got a list loaded up in Omega charts. The very first one that we're going to look at today is Chewy, right? Chewy, love them as a company, right? They had earnings come out. They're moving up today. Right now, they're up about $4 to 27.5. So the overall pattern was bearish. And we had a channel. I have a channel drawn on here, right? They're sitting at 27.5 right now, which just puts them above that 27.04 moving average. So I'm going to look at a bull put spread below 23. Bull put spread below 23. Sienna. All right. Sienna is earnings as well. They're down a little bit, but not crazy on the day. They're only down 50 cents. I do like that it's in a bearish bias. That 50 cents puts them at 50.85. Ooh, right at that 50.95. So we've got a lot of resistance above head. You've got the 21 moving average, and you've got the 0 fib line. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 54. There are $1 increments available on Sienna, so we're good there. GameStop, Jimmy, right? They had earnings come out. GameStop right now is down $1.15. They had a $158 million loss or something, I think it was, on GameStop, right? So if they're down to 120.25, where does that put me? Still above all the moving averages, right? So you can look at a bear call spread above 124. Right, guys, I when you look at GameStop, now don't get me wrong, it's probably not going to be cheap. But if you're looking at a bear call spread, you could also look at a diagonal put type trade as well, which is an advanced diagonal spread trade that I teach in Covered Call Explorer. We're actually doing a live training on it this evening on that, right? So I'm excited for us to get that out there. It's a great strategy. But when you're looking at bear call spread, if we're looking above 124, you're talking about 124, 125, call it 20 to 45, 25 cents for a $1 spread, guys. I mean, that is a 33% rate of return if it works, right? So I would take 33% all day long. All right, I only have 3 candidates left. So what companies, what symbols do you want me to take a look at? If you know the trading plan, drop in the trading plan. If not, just drop the symbol and we will take a look at that as well. All right, so we have MDB. That was earnings on MDB, and they are rocking it up $20. They had an unexpected earnings number, big time unexpected number. And they're up right now to about $20 to $261.70, right? So, So look, guys, big bear move. 261.70. Nice move up, but where are they? They're still underneath the 21 moving average, the green line, right? If you wanted to be this would be aggressive. If you want to do a bull put spread below 252, and I'm writing in capital letters, aggressive, right? To just remind me of, hey, do you really want to do this? I'll put a couple of question marks next to the symbol on the left side. This is in lieu of next, right? If you find nothing else and say, no, I like this one, I'm going to take it. It's moving up. Market's moving up. Yes, then go for it, right? T-Mobile. This is from my bud, Rick, right? T-Mus. There was coverage initiated on them by one firm. They're up $1.44 to 136 even right now. So that puts them just above the 135.67. Let me see. 28.35. So we're at $7 as a Fibit. So we're okay. We're just about where we need to be. So if I am looking, and we're just above that 136, right? Literally right at 136. So we're just barely above that level. So the 8 moving average is a quasi Fibit. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 132, which is where that 8 moving average is in there. All right. And last one is Twilio. So Twilio got a downgrade today. I don't remember who it was, Barclays or somebody like that. Nobody that I follow. So they're down $3.90 to $100, $125, we'll call it, right? $100.37. So, we don't have a $100 level in here. We need one. So let's go ahead and put that in. We'll make it 100. We'll make it a dash, whatever they call it. And that's the red that I use. Right. So right now we're sitting just above that level. So with the downgrade and the overall bearish pattern that we have here on Twilio, we're going to look at a bear call spread above 109. I don't know what we'll get for it. If we look here at 109, right? Yesterday it was trading at 90 cents was the midpoint, right? If I go ahead and just convert this to all, and we're looking at 109, right? 90 cents. But we've moved $4. So just magically move down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 113, 114. You're looking at a very small premium in there. We'll see how much the news jacks prices up, but that's definitely something that I'm going to have my eyes on for today. All right. Okay, so let's see what you guys have for today. SPY, John's got there. So let's drop that in there. I already have it loaded on my trade station. So we're up $1.50 right now to 411 on SPY. So John's trading plan is current price 411.38. Where am I? Come on, why is it not kicked in yet? There we go. 411.14 is what I'm showing right now. Close enough. Looks like a pivot day unless it gets down to the 272 pivot. So I agree. And this is where it's not bi-directional trade. It won't be where you can take the put and or the call. But if we do make that move down, we're up $1.50 right now. If we do make that move down to that negative 272, you've got to bounce. Otherwise, I agree with you, John. Pivots are, to me, the way to go. And if we're looking at what's happening right now, and this is all pre-market, but pivot of 411 and R1 at 414.5. I've got $3.50 move in there. It's a nice opportunity. I'll scale out of half at the R05, the half level. If we break to the downside, plenty of room to the S1. It's the R1 to R2 that's giving us a very small number, and I'd probably not take that trade. 414.5, 416.5. Well, maybe, it's $2, but I would not be scaling out at the midpoint. I'd go straight for the R2 if we had the bullish move in there. All right, hope that helps, John. Let me know down below. Alan's asking for Facebook. After the resignation yesterday, right? She brought Facebook from $100 million to $1.5 billion in ad revenue, something like that. Sandberg resigned yesterday, the COO. I think she's still going to stick around for a little bit, but overall, she's done, right? And she said her reasoning was it's a 24-hour job and she can't do anything else in her life. So, and she wants to do some philanthropy stuff. Yeah, Facebook has made her a very wealthy woman. And good cause. She did a good job for them. So the market did not like her resignation yesterday. So right now on Facebook, I'm showing flat. There's no movement on it right now. Let me switch this back over to smaller number of strikes. But it's in a bearish bias. So what did you put down, Alan, if anything? Bearish, retest 190, fail, assume SPX, intraday bearish. Okay, I'm with you. You got the room down to 181.5, Alan. So there's plenty of opportunity on Facebook. So I definitely like the setup that we're seeing in there. Okay. Frankie B is asking for Chevron. CVX. Close at 176.32. Let me put it on here so I can get an option chain for it. Current 175, looking for a pullback to the 174 and a bounce. So caution grasshopper, Frankie, on anything energy related. OPEC meeting today, right? You never know when something comes out. So personally, I tend to get position number one in the chair on energy stocks around OPEC meetings, especially ones that are as critical today. In the middle of nothing, oil is $54 a barrel. What are they going to raise it to? 55? I mean, they're going to cut production. Yeah, we could see a blip in there. But today, you could see where OPEC comes out and says, nope, not only are we not increasing production, we decided to cut production, right? And then the energy would take off, the market would crumble, all depending on what side you're on that, right? Or yeah, we are going to increase production and we found a way to refine it. We expect oil to drop to $80 a barrel within the next 2 months. You're going to see the price of Chevron crater. I don't know. I don't believe that's going to happen, the last scenario. But just as an example of these are the things that I've seen happen. Guys, I was in an energy trade for 2 months. I was in a trade. And from the day I took that trade, the stock had went up a little bit, down a little bit. The option was fairly flat. I didn't really lose a lot of premium in the option. I think I had a 5 or a 6 month option I had bought. Monthly options only at that time. I am on the phone with my good friend Dale Zamzo at a break. I was teaching an event, a live stock market event. I called, Dale called me at the break. We were talking a little bit about trades for that day. And I told him that I finally got out of that energy stock. He said, when did you get out? I said, this morning, right as we got started teaching. We took our first break and I got out of the trade. And he starts to laugh. And I said, what's so funny? He goes, the stock's up $2, right? I said, yeah, of course it is. As soon as I get out of the damn thing, it skyrockets, right? So a little caution there, Frankie, on Chevron. I hope it helps. Put the comments down below. Robert's saying Zoom long. Let's see where Zoom is right now. So they're up 71 cents. I like that they're in a bullish bias. They're up to 108.36. You've got room up to 115.5, Robert. I would love to retest at that 108 level and the bounce for the entry. And then Robert's looking at Snow for a long put. Oh, yeah, it's bearish for sure. But let's see what it's doing today. All right, so they're up 85 cents right now at 127 even. The 8 moving average is at 132. So, Robert, if we can make the move up to the 132 and fail, I would love it. Do I need a fib in here? We're looking at 50 points. Yeah, we do. So let's put in a negative 809 fib line. Let's see what that does. Oh, so right now we're at 127. So we broke there. So, Robert, if we can retest, I don't need it up to the 8 anymore because that fib is where it belongs. If we can retest that 128 and fail, then I am liking that a lot for the downside. You've got a one-day move of about $14, right? 103 to 128. I mean, you've got plenty of opportunity to make that $14 now without hitting a support level. So hope that helps. Let me know down below. You're welcome, John. Trip saying QQQ. And let me grab Qs. Over here, they're up $1.50 to 307.49. And he's got IWM. We'll do Qs first. Let's see. Looking for either to retest the 0 line and move down. The Qs look a little better than IWM. So I like it. Just remember where the moving averages are, Trip. On Qs, I'm good with the 0 line, but we're in the middle here. We're in neutral territory. So those moving averages are going to be a little bit of a stronger floor right now because of that. If we look at IWM, right? So where is IWM right now? Was M, right? Not N? IWM, okay. Because both, it's the same symbol, just one's monthlies, one's weeklies. So IWM is up 82 cents at 185. So here's what I see on this one, Trip. What I like better about this is the resistance is at 188. And my support is the 8 and the 21. What I don't like about it is I got a long way to go to hit that and fail for me to try to take a bearish entry. So it might not be a today trade, but if we can get a move up and get near the 188 today, retest and fail tomorrow might be a better opportunity for it. Hope that helps. You're welcome there, Frankie. John said, I got out of the SU covered call for a small profit yesterday with CL price action and news. All right. So, yeah, crude. So, excellent. I mean, I'm all about it, John. If you could pick up premium, I have no problem taking it. Frankie said he's going to keep his eyes on Facebook, Home Depot, and Baba. Yeah. So last evening was, if you're in our power option plays training, last evening we actually went in and I went through all 20 of the stocks that are in power option plays and put highlights on all of the stocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that I thought were good potential day trade setups for today. Some of them were bi-directional trades, meaning I could take the calls or the puts immediately. Either one could be taken. Now, there were different rules and we went over them. For the bi-directional trade, here would be, well, it's not really well, actually it is. This would be bi-directional, right? So on IWM, right, on the bullish, retest this 183 level and bounce, and there we go, right? On the bearish, break through, retest it from the bottom and fail. Now, both of these moving averages are right at that level. That's not the case on so many other stocks where they're not sitting right on top of each other. I could take Home Depot with a move up, a retest, and a bounce, but I need to be above the 300. I could take the fail if it breaks down, right? Come down a little bit, retest at 299.29 and fail, but I need to get under 297.36 to want to take that trade, right? So there's a slightly different rule for each one of them, But the nice thing about these, when you can find the bi-directional trade, and again, I'm trying to come up with a better name for it, right? And I know guys like Trip and Jeff and Say Hey, and some of you that are regulars in what we do are going to help me with coming up with some names for it there. But that's what it is. We've got the opportunity to take it in either direction, right? So I am a huge fan of that setup. So I hope that helps, Trip. Andres is asking for Neo and IO. Bigger picture. Neo is up a whole whopping 28 cents. They were in the news yesterday, but they were only up a small amount. They were in the news the day before. We actually took a trade on Neo from the day before. I carried it over into the next day, yesterday, and gave was able to get out with a very small cost in there. We look at Neo right now at 1785. We've got that 1808 resistance above head, and you can see, Andres, we've run into it twice. So that's the only caution there. If I were not in a trade on Neo at this point, I would back away and not be in position number one in the chair, but I'd be in position number two in the chair. And what I'm waiting for, Andres, is I'm waiting for the breakout of that fib line, right? That 1808 level. So breakout, retest, and bounce, and the confluence of the 55s, magnifique. And the 8s cross through the 21. So we are in, or we would be in, a bullish bias, not true bull, but bullish enough to take a directional trade. The only drawback is you've got earnings to contend with there. Switch hitters. There's an interesting one. But that has some negative connotation in other areas of life. But yes, something like that, Paul, is a switch hitter or a switch trade. Oh, I like that. Switch trade. Switch trade setup. Not sure. But see, that's just it. It's everybody's help comes up with that. That's how Fibbits came to be, right? The name of Fibbits came to be for that. All right. So fantastic. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, register for Tony's class tomorrow, guys. He has a training out there tomorrow for our coach's playbook. Don't pass that up, guys. Go to the members area and click on Training Coach's Playbook, and you will not be disappointed with his topic for tomorrow. So have a great day, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone. See you then.